Welcome to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with Rebecca Hall-Gruyter. In our program each week, we provide the tools, ideas, and encouragement to help you move ahead on your journey, becoming a more powerful and impactful woman in your own life. Now here's your host, Rebecca Hall-Gruyter.
Welcome, everyone. I hope that you're having an amazing week. Can you believe we are almost to June? Time is going so quickly. I'm honored to be connecting in with you as we look back on the first part of the year, and we're getting ready to look forward and see, as things are evolving and opening up around the world, how are we stepping into that? How are we moving forward powerfully and purposely? And today we're going to be talking with four authors from an amazing book called The Expert and Influencer Women's Empowerment Edition. So we have a special series that releases a book a year in the expert and influencer space. And the book that we're talking about and interviewing amazing authors from, leaders, is our Women's Empowerment Edition. So this is the third part of a 3-part series that we've been doing. I hope that you've been enjoying connecting in and hearing from their heart, their wisdom, and their expertise. And there's something really powerful around women coming together, leaders and experts and influencers uniting together to bring something forward to support all of you. And that's who we're talking with today. The book is going to be released on June 10th. I want to make sure everybody marks that on your calendar. When we release the book on June 10th, it's going to be offered at a special $1 rate for the first 24 hours, possibly 48. We're going to be making it available around the world. So as you lean in and you feel a resonance with what they're sharing, I encourage you to check the book out. Really get to know these powerful leaders and influencers on a deeper level. I know you're going to be touched and encouraged and inspired by what they share today, and I want you to know how you can get more and connect in deeper. So make sure to put that on your calendar so you can lean in. That's when the book will be made available. We'll be sharing out links and posting, etc. in social media. Again, on June 10th, you can watch for the book, Experts and Influencers, the Women's Empowerment Edition. And I thought it would be great to start our time together pausing and listening as we around the world are looking at starting to have things open up to us. We've gone through this time where there has been a closing down, a limited in-person type of connection that we're used to, and it's created a different path and different pattern for many of us in how we're approaching our work life, how we're approaching our personal lives. Even as the world starts to open up again, how are we looking at moving forward in a purposeful and powerful way? What are we doing to support ourselves on our journey? What are we doing that maybe is a little bit different, that we are stretching out of our comfort zone a little bit based on what has happened to move forward in an even more purposeful and mindful way? So let's take a moment to stop, pause, and connect with with ourselves, even catch up with ourselves. We can get so busy running around, checking things off our list. For us list builders out there, I love lists. I love to check things off the list, cross them off. We can get so busy in the doing that we sometimes forget to stop and be. And I want to give you some time to be fully present, to receive everything that is here for you today, because it is an honor and a privilege to connect in with you, heart, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And I want this time to serve you at the highest level. In order to do so, it's important we become fully present. So let's take a breath in through our nose, out through our mouth, like through a straw. Beautiful. Let's take another breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. And as you're breathing, really feel that air filling you, every cell with oxygen, serving, supporting you as you breathe out, releasing that which no longer serves. And in fact, I encourage you to close your eyes as you're breathing and put one hand on your heart, one hand on your head, bringing you all in, mind, body, soul, and spirit. This kind of breathing helps bring us present into our bodies. It helps us to slow down for a moment, lower our stress levels, our cortisol levels as we breathe, which gives us clearer thinking, creates a space for us to be open and receive. And in this space, as you're breathing and enjoying this moment just for you, what is it that you need? What is it that will encourage you, empower you, uplift you? What do you need today, real time, to support you on your journey? And let me add a layer to this. What is it that you need and are willing to receive because you have choice? We're not asking the how. We're simply identifying what it is that you need and are willing to receive. Beautiful. Receive that information. Let's take a breath. Come back into the room. Eyes open, fully present, and take a moment to write down what was laid on your heart that you need and are willing to receive. I encourage you, write it down. This helps create it. This helps bring it forward real time. Helps you keep it top of mind because it's so easy to get distracted, to see that next shiny object and chase that. And I want you to keep top of mind what it is that you need. Open to the amazing and wonderful and unexpected way that need can be met. You're looking forward to, in fact, being surprised by the wonderful way and the ease at which that need is met. And you are open, willing, on the lookout, and ready to receive. Beautiful. We're going to go around our virtual room, and as we do that, I'm going to touch in with each of our amazing experts and have them share just 10, 15 seconds when they took a moment to stop, pause, and listen what was laid on their heart. So with that, Faith, I would love to start with you. What was laid on your heart when you took a moment to stop, pause, and listen?
Really focused on giving myself grace and ease and being okay with being supported. And,
Yes.
Being a type A sort of goer doer, always a little bit challenging for me, but that's definitely what was laid on my heart. Just give yourself some grace, give yourself some ease, and be open and willing to receive support.
I love that. Hear us supporting you, sending you love, support, and ease. And I celebrate your willingness to receive that, because I know as a type A, sometimes that can be hard when we're going, and pushing.
Yeah.
So that ease and being willing to receive and give yourself grace and grace to others. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Absolutely. How about you, Wendy? What was laid on your heart?
The word that kept coming to my mind is compassion. And I think being in the healthcare space and, being a family member, being a parent, grappling with digital learning, I try to really practice compassion. But what was laid on my heart was really how much we need to have that compassion for ourselves as well, and how we need to really embody that and really take care of what's going on inside ourselves.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that compassion for ourselves too. Sometimes it's easier to give it to others than to receive that, and be kind and compassionate and celebrating what we are doing, how we are being, and what we did great. And being kind to ourselves too. Beautiful. Thank you, Wendy. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
How about you, Ariel? What was placed on your heart?
Hi, Rebecca. Thanks. When I was checking in, first and foremost, the word that came to my mind was community and connection when we opened up that heart space. And that was lovely.
I love that. And I'm glad you could feel that. I'm sorry, say it again.
I think it's interesting that we're all connecting this way, connecting deeper, not, connecting deeper in some ways, the way that our lives have been shifted right now.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I think it has created opportunities to go deeper. So it's beautiful. I'm glad that you could feel that in that heart space, that community, that connection, that support. Wonderful. Thank you. And how about you, Beth? What was laid on your heart?
Yeah, I'd have to go with kindness and community. I have an 8th grade son who has his graduation this weekend, and it's been bittersweet with, we're in Chicago and we're still under lockdown. So really, taking a look at the community and how we're coming together to support these students at a time that really should be amazing and fun and memorable. That is completely different and not what any of us expected, but still trying to support them.
Beautiful. No, thank you for sharing that kindness, that community coming together and finding different ways to celebrate the beautiful milestone and graduation. And I think that's wonderful, that reminder of coming together, that community, that kindness to ourselves and others when things are different and we are moving forward in different ways. And I like, Ariel, how you were sharing going deeper, the connections going deeper, and faith opened up with grace and support. So listeners, as we get ready to go to our first commercial break, I want to encourage you to take a moment and really see what is being laid on your heart and spirit. As you have heard each of our amazing experts share, I want you to listen to what is in your heart and spirit and feel that connection, feel that support as the commercials play in the background, updating you on things we want you to be aware of. Choose to be still, to listen, to receive. And when we come back, we're going to be continuing our conversation. Enjoy your 2 minutes.
Be sure to friend us on Facebook. You can do it right now. Visit facebook.com/Voice America or search for us at keyword Voice America.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
Get Unchained. Tune in every Monday for Jane Unchained on the Voice America Influencers channel, featuring nationally recognized best-selling author, TV journalist, and social media influencer Jane Velez Mitchell. This program takes you inside a trending lifestyle that's the next wave of human evolution. It all starts on your plate. If you want to revolutionize your life, get happier, more energized, then discover the secret. Tune in to Jane Unchained Mondays at 10 a.m. Pacific Time and 1 p.m. Eastern Time on the Voice America Influencers channel.
Rebecca Hall Greider's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at SpeakerTalentSearch.com. That's SpeakerTalentSearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
Have you had a chance to check out Voice America's online magazine and blog? If you love our hosts and shows, check out articles that give an even deeper perspective, plus topics about health and fitness, movie reviews, philosophy, business tips and tactics, spirituality, positive thought, current events, and even more about your favorite host. It's just a click away at blog.voiceamerica.com. That's blog.voiceamerica.com. The Voice America Press Blog. All access, all the time. We don't follow, we lead. Join us, the Voice America Influencers Channel.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall-Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-866-472-5795. That's 1-866-472-5795. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those 2 minutes, that you took that time to be still, to really hear what is being laid on your heart and your spirit, and to process it. My grandmother used to always remind me, this is great advice and wisdom she would share with me. She'd invite me in the highs in life and the lows in life to remember to stop, pause, and breathe. She goes, allow your body to catch up with you. Allow your body to pause and process on a cellular level this wonderful, amazing thing, or this thing that was so hard. Be willing to be present with it and integrate it. Allow it to become part of you. And that's why we weave these pauses throughout the show, so you can receive what serves you. You can pause, take it in, process it, and actually becomes part of you instead of on your to-do list that can sometimes be the maybe list. It actually becomes part of who you are and what you're bringing forward with the world. So I invite you to embrace those moments, to pause, breathe, and integrate. We are talking with amazing authors, some of our amazing authors from our Women's Empowerment book from the Expert and Influencer series, to be released on June 10th. I want to make sure everybody has it in the calendar. The book will be released on June 10th. We have 15 powerful leaders that have come together to be part of this empowering, transformational, inspiring book. So honored to be speaking with 4 of them today. And I wanted to take a moment to more formally introduce them. You've gotten a chance to connect with them on a heart level. I wanted you to know a little bit of their background, and then I'm going to invite them to share why they were called to be part of this project. As leaders, as influencers, there's many opportunities they're evaluating and can pull at them. And yet this is one that called them forth, and they leaned into and said yes. And so I think it's wonderful to be able to dig into that and understand the decision-making process a little bit and why this project called to them, because I believe each of their chapters are uniquely, powerfully put together for such a time as this. We didn't even know this was on the horizon when they were called and stepping forward, and yet they felt that pull. And I can tell as the book comes together that they are especially needed. These chapters are needed to support women on their journey as we are stepping forward. So I'd like to start with our beautiful Ariel. So Ariel Asher is a best-selling author, speaker, master metaphysician. Wow, it's a mouthful. A master metaphysician, empowerment leader, and presence coach. So beautifully gifted at helping us hold and be present in a field of self-care. She has over 25 years experience, a bachelor's in theater arts, master's in religious science, and holds a doctor of metaphysics degree. She is the founder and producer of Healing Body and Soul podcast network. She's passionate about helping you step forward powerfully in your mind, body, soul, and spirit. Please welcome the powerful Ariel Asher to the show. Welcome.
Woo-hoo! I see confetti.
Exactly.
Thank you for that exciting introduction, Rebecca.
You are welcome. I'm thrilled to have you joining us. Honored to have you as part of this project. And I'd love for you to share with listeners why. Why did you feel called to be part of it? And as things have unfolded around the world, did you continue to be called to be part of it? And then we'd love to know your chapter title.
Rebecca, first of all, how could I say no? Right? How could I possibly say no? I couldn't not do this. When I'm in your community and when I'm around you, you always have me at all the grandmother stuff, at the grandmother heart level. My chapter is called Suffering Till Suffrage because when I was a child, there was a cartoon on TV, that Schoolhouse Rock, and my chapter opens with me singing to my grandmother and her explaining to me how women didn't always have the right to vote. And I was shocked. I didn't understand it. I'm excited to share my chapter and to help women become more empowered to step into leadership, especially at this time.
Yes. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate you leaning in and sharing. And to me, your chapter unfolds like I'm watching it on TV or I'm watching it in a movie. I can see the scenes. It's so visually powerful with sound effects and everything. So I know people will be fully engaged by your chapter, and it's very, very thought-provoking. So thank you for leaning in, for saying yes, and being part of our project.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And then we have co-authors of a chapter, Wendy K. Benson and Elizabeth A. Meyer. Elizabeth, it goes by Beth, so sometimes you'll hear me calling her Elizabeth. Sometimes it's Beth. They are the same person. She is a registered nurse and founder of 2x2 Health, which is a private health concierge. She has over 20 years experience in the clinical research and patient safety roles. Wendy K. Benson is a healthcare executive, occupational therapist, and partner at 2x2 Health. She mentors emerging healthcare leaders and faculty members of the Masters of Science and Health Systems Management program at the Rush University. Both of them came together and wrote the #1 international best-selling book, The Confident Patient. They both serve on the board of the Women's Board of Rush University Medical Center and are passionate about helping patients and families navigate the healthcare system with confidence. Please lean in and powerfully welcome Wendy K. Benson and Elizabeth A. Myers to the stage. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having us.
I'm thrilled to have you. I always picture it as a stage. So listeners, if this is your first time when I'm introducing them, my hands are raised. I picture them taking the stage and stepping up and connecting in with all of you. So I want you to feel that connection as they take the stage and that excitement of them stepping forward to lean in and connect with each of you. Now, I'd love to know why you decided to be part of this project. So I don't know if, Beth, if you'd like to start off and share why this project called to you, or Wendy, either one.
Hi, this is Wendy.
Perfect.
You know, Rebecca, we were so inspired about the idea of powerful women coming together and collaborating and sharing their experiences, and really rallying around education and spreading the word about how we can make such a big impact and significant difference in people's lives. We were just really excited to be a part of this powerful project, and have just loved being, with you and with the other co-authors with this exciting endeavor.
Thank you. I love that. And I don't know if, Beth, if you had anything you'd like to add to that?
I love, Wendy and I have just learned that working together really empowers each other. And we wanted the same for your book and to reach as many people as possible.
Beautiful. Well, thank you. You guys have both, or ladies, have come together powerfully to share with our readers in your chapter. You give so many great questions for people to think about, to reflect on as they're building that balance in their life and their business and really moving forward in amazing ways. So I love how you've come together with each other, how you've come together to support and empower women around the world. I would love for you to share the title of your chapter.
Sure. It's The Power of Persistence, Questions and Alignment of Purpose.
Beautiful. I love it. Thank you so much for sharing. Anything with purpose, I'm in. So thank you for leaning in and being part of this project, bringing your beautiful energies and powerful content to support all of us as we are leaning in, stepping forward, and checking in on that alignment and purpose. So important in our daily life. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And then we have the powerful Faith James, who's joining us. She is known as the Queen of Branding, or a branding ninja, depending on who you talk to. She is an award-winning marketing and branding executive with 25 years experience creating branding and communication campaigns for Fortune 500 companies and these are just a few examples, IBM, Microsoft, Pepsi, Mary Kay, and Liberty Mutual. She is a #1 best-selling author, an in-demand speaker, and CEO of Personal Branding Consultancy, LLC. She is also the creator of the Branding Over Brunch events, workshops, and networking groups. She is serving currently on the board of the Treasure Coast Tennis Foundation and is supporting them in that marketing expertise that she's so brilliant at. She is passionate about helping you build a powerful brand and share it with the world. Please lean in and warmly welcome the powerful and dynamic Faith James to the show. Welcome.
Thank you, Rebecca. I appreciate that. So for me, it was a little bit of a no-brainer. One of my favorite quotes is, for women, there's no such thing as having too many shoes. And so similarly,
yes,
there's no such thing as having too many powerful, uplifting, empowerment books for women. So when presented, the natural answer, the obvious answer, the only answer was yes. And to, really think about, what are some things that I could share from my own experiences, because we know people, sort of learn by sort of seeing experiences by others. What could I share from my own experience as a woman to help other women see the future, see the potential, see the possibilities for them? And that's why when I sat down to write the chapter, my chapter is called Faith Plus Action Equals Empowered, and it's sort of meant to be a double meaning. So obviously faith, meaning me, plus action, sort of taking action on your brand will help you be empowered. But the more powerful meaning was faith. So little f, faith in the Lord, and taking action upon that faith is what's going to get women empowered and really reaching into the highest, places that they should be. And so I just firmly believe that every woman is powerful and she ought to know it. And I'm just excited to lend my voice and my experience to this amazing, most important book, and so privileged to be collaborating with so many wonderful, amazing fellow authors. So just, again, thank you for the opportunity. And, of course, being a brand expert, brand alliance is important. So your brand of somebody in high regard, doing all things powerfully and beautifully with grace for women made so much sense for me to align my voice with that. So thank you again, Rebecca.
Oh, you are so welcome, and thank you. It's an honor and a privilege to have you joining us and to add and lend your voice and your expertise to this book and bringing it forward. So thank you for leaning in, for saying yes, for being part of what we're bringing to the world. And I love the double meaning in your chapter and all the beautiful wisdom and insight you share, but also your openness to share your life and some of your journey in that. It's very inspiring, and I think it will encourage people and it will help them see some of themselves in that journey and those choices. So thank you for being willing to open your heart and your life as well as your amazing wisdom with us.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And the listeners, I want you to think about what is being shared. What is it, if you look back at what was laid on your heart at the beginning of our time together, the what was needed, what you were willing to receive. And I actually think of this as an intention. So if you look back at what you wrote down at the beginning of the show that you needed, that you were willing to receive, has that moved forward a little bit? Is there an intention, something you can claim, something you can lean into and be part of? Because life is not a solo journey. We can unite together and create amazing, impactful things, just like these powerful transformational leaders are doing, and coming together as women and uniting and finding that powerful community while they are stretching forward and leaning into all of you to support you on your journey. So just check in, take a look at those things. As we get ready to go to our next commercial break, I want to make sure you've written on your calendar June 10th. That's when the book will be released. But one of the things that we're going to be talking about when we come back is a little bit more of what you can look forward to in the chapters, as well as we're going to be sharing why it's important that we come together, especially in times like this, why that's especially important. So we're looking forward to continuing our time together. Enjoy these 2 minutes, and we'll look forward to talking to you in just a moment.
Think you've seen everything there is to see in online television? Let us surprise you. Visit voiceamerica.tv today for sports, health, business, and more on demand 24/7.
Rebecca Hall Greider's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at SpeakerTalentSearch.com. That's SpeakerTalentSearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
Sustainable success is just around the corner. If you are an entrepreneur, business leader, or anybody looking for their next level of success, tune into Sustainable Success with host Chris Salem. Did you know that the path to success is a long path that started many years ago? The path you started on then determines what is happening now. Chris and his amazing guests in their field will help you navigate the path to sustainable success every Thursday at 12 noon Eastern Time and 9 a.m. Pacific on the Voice America Influencers channel.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit EmpoweredConnectionsTV.com. That's EmpoweredConnectionsTV.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation. Change starts here. Change starts now. Join us, the Voice America Influencers channel.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Greider. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-866-472-5795. That's 1-866-472-5795. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those 2 minutes, that you were able to stop, pause, receive all that serves, that you took a moment to look back at your intention, what was laid on your heart, that you are open, willing, and ready to receive, and just see how that is shifting and moving. And it's great to kind of remember, so you keep that top of mind. We're talking with our amazing authors of our Expert and Influencer book, Women's Empowerment, and really digging into why they said yes, and what we can look forward to learning, discovering, and experiencing in their beautiful chapters. So now, as we connect back in, we're going to go around the room and have them share a little bit of what we can look forward to in their beautiful chapters. And Wendy and Beth, I'd love to start with you. Can you give us the title of your chapter again, and then share a little bit of what we can look forward to experiencing and discovering in your chapter.
Absolutely. Thank you, Rebecca. The name of our chapter is The Power of Persistence, Questions, and Alignment of Purpose. And really, when Beth and I were really moved to write this chapter, we thought about, even though we come from different geographical areas and had different situations growing up, we really had a lot in common, which is why we worked together. And really, one of the commonalities was the power of persistence. And when we thought about how important that is, I think that especially in this day and age, really focusing on how to continue being persistent, having persistence, not giving up, how vital connections are, and just knowing that making a plan, even if it changes, can be empowering. And so we, offer key persistent strategies, including asking questions, knowing and getting to know yourself, preparing in advance, and really the value of developing and maintaining connections.
Beautiful. And you are both experts at that, especially that persistence, asking great questions, and connections and relationships. So thank you for leaning in, for sharing your powerful wisdom and insight with us. And Beth, I wanted to see if you had any additional thoughts or comments that you wanted to add to maybe your favorite part, or why what you also hope people gain from enjoying your chapter.
Right. My favorite part actually was, Wendy and I worked together and we worked very well together, but when she really broke down the difference between us, I kind of see her as my work wife and my other, she knows me very well, but we come from such different backgrounds. It was really interesting to see that on paper. And to really, think about other people that we all come from different backgrounds and we all have a story, and really how persistence helps people get through life and the challenges that sometimes happens.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate that. I'm always curious behind the scenes how it feels and what your thoughts are and your favorite parts. So I appreciate you sharing. And I love how, absolutely. And I love how in your chapter, and Wendy, you touched on this too, this idea of making a plan and then it can move and shift. I think sometimes we're trying to make plans perfect and we get so attached to the plan, but just making the plan and moving is moving you in a direction, and then it can alter and it can shift and change. I think it was really powerful that you include in your chapter and questions around that, and that persistence, helping us continue to move forward in those areas that matter no matter what. Your chapter gives great insights and tips and questions around that. So thank you both for leaning in and sharing.
Thank you, Rebecca.
Absolutely. And I was just thinking, one of my favorite parts as I think about the chapters, and it's hard to choose a favorite part because each chapter, just like each author or co-authors, are so unique and come from different backgrounds, just like Beth was sharing. And yet the common heartbeat that I see throughout the book is this desire, this willingness to open up their lives and pour into you so that your path is easier, that you can learn from their wisdom, you can learn from their journey and go that much further, that much farther. And you don't have to do it alone. And I think that's a beautiful heartbeat I see woven throughout the book, throughout the experience a reader will have. And they actually get to go on a journey. So the book's broken into 3 sections. The opening section is really helping you discover that you are powerful, far more than you may realize. And second section is really claiming that, owning that power, really becoming empowered. And then the third section is really how do we embrace that, bring that into our lives, and then share it out. So we're empowering others. We're shining our gifts. We are impacting the world in a positive way. And that's the journey that a reader goes on, chapter by chapter, section by section in the book. And every chapter has a section where they're giving you tips, takeaways. So after you read the chapter, there's a quick little reference you can go back to, that steps you can follow to support you in the area that chapter talks about to support you on your journey. So I'm very proud of it. I'm honored to bring the book forward. I know you're going to be powerfully served, and I'm excited to introduce, we've introduced our authors, but to have Ariel share a little bit of what you can look forward to in her chapter. So Ariel, give us your chapter title again. And I know you talked a little bit about the opening scene. I'd love for you to share a little bit of what they will experience, or even if there's a little bit of a reading you want to do. All are welcome. We'd love for you to share.
Thank you so much for the opportunity, Rebecca. I loved writing this chapter. I really brought forward from my heart my inner girl power from my inner 8-year-old and all of my wisdom as an empowerment leader these days to my chapter. My work is about knowing yourself and being able to strive for that high level of self-awareness. And like you said, women sometimes don't even know that they're leaders. And so my chapter, I really want to engage all women of all ages to step into their power, especially at this time when so much divine feminine energy is just flooding the planet. So knowing that, be able to identify that, listening to yourself and your heart, and using your voice, like really stepping into leadership by using your voice, by getting published, by being in wonderful collaborative books like we're in now, and taking action steps. And what I really want people to know from the chapter really is that their voice matters. Every single woman's voice counts on bringing the equilibrium of power onto the planet. Every single woman is beautiful, and every single woman is a leader. So that's what I have to say about my chapter.
Thank you for sharing. I could feel that power and that conviction, and that every voice is needed. Be willing to share it. It's a gift to all of us. So yeah, thank you for your beautiful chapter and sharing your heart and bringing it forward. I appreciate it. And then Faith, I would love for you. Now, you've shared the title of your chapter, and it's Double Meeting, but let's share it again just in case anyone missed it. And then I'd love for you to share either a little bit of what people can look forward to learning or discovering in your chapter, or experiencing what you hope they gain from reading it.
Okay, perfect. So again, the chapter title is Faith plus Action equals Empowered. And I start off by making commentary that the greatest con is the myth that women are weak and lack the competence to manage power. And that sort of came from a conversation, and I actually referenced her in my book, one of my clients, Deborah Gennard, who's a spiritual healer, this idea that Eve, right, it has taken all fault, all blame, all responsibility, all accountability for the falling of the world. Now think about, that's like a heavy burden to bear. And I think that sort of becomes part of the genesis of why women on the whole, not saying every single woman, but women in general, we tend to play small. We tend to sort of, take on a more submissive role. We tend to put others before ourselves. And that's systematic. It's generational, it's systematic. And so what I set out to do with my chapter was just to bring awareness to that, saying, yes, we understand that might be a sort of an area of beginning, but it doesn't have to stay that way, because in fact, and let me just say, obviously woven throughout my entire chapter, there's a lot of spiritual work, because the notion that you are fearfully and wonderfully made is something that I anchor everything that I do, everything that I am, everything that I say to clients and anyone within the sound of my voice, because that is the truth. And if we understand that that is the truth, and if we can start to move in that direction, casting off that, that blame, that responsibility of Eve to our own lives, then we can start to make some progress. So within the book, I really kind of break down that notion of the action says, I praise you because I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well. And that's from Psalms 139. And if we just take a hold of knowing that is our truth as women, and I go through and I share different women in the Bible, their stories of how their faith helped them to move through just some amazing situations and, bring loads of success and potential. I then also share my own faith journey. And you mentioned, I share very powerfully and raw and transparent my upbringing with how my mom had to overcome and become this woman of substance, even though her life and her relationship and her marriage to my dad, who has since passed, was torture, but she has somehow managed to rise up, and so I use it as an example. So lots of really, personal things that I share, but I do that because I know that that's one of the most powerful ways that people can learn when you give them your own experiences.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate that. Again, your willingness to open up your life in such a powerful, transparent way to support all of us on our journey. And listeners, I know that you can feel her heart, you can feel her passion to support you and really claim and know you are fearfully and wonderfully made for such a time as this. So be willing to share the gift of who you are. And I feel like that was echoed throughout your chapter and through what you brought forward in it. So thank you for leaning in. Thank you for saying yes and being part of our book.
My pleasure.
Good. And I was even thinking when I said book, I feel like it's bigger than book. I feel like a movement. Like this is an opportunity coming together, that the book is the beginning. As we share that out, we have an opportunity to unite together, to take the wisdom that is being poured into us and to carry that forward. And heart by heart, life by life, we get to continue that impact around the world and touch each other's lives and generations to come. So listeners, as we go to our next commercial break, I want to encourage you to think about what is something you could share. What is a way you could bring your voice forward? What is a piece of encouragement or advice you can share with another to lift them up and encourage them on our journey? Let's really create a movement with us. And we'll look forward to continuing our conversation in just 2 minutes.
Follow us on Twitter at VoiceAmericaTRN. Get the lowdown on guests, new shows, and your favorites. That's VoiceAmericaTRN. Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit EmpoweredConnectionsTV.com. That's EmpoweredConnectionsTV.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
There's a new force to be reckoned with in talk radio. It's Not Just Talk Radio, hosted by LaTanya Jr. and co-host Tina Wynn and Tony Brown. Not Just Talk Radio is like a superhero, inspiring, problem-solving, and informing, packed with action-provoking conversations from news, movements, and social and politics issues. This program is about a wide range of voices and fresh points of view from experts, celebrities, and you, the listener. Not Just Talk Radio is broadcast live Wednesdays at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 8 a.m. Pacific on the Voice America Influencers Channel.
Rebecca Hall Greider's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at SpeakerTalentSearch.com. That's SpeakerTalentSearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
Become a member of VoiceAmerica.com. It's easy, and best of all, it's free. Start out by going to our homepage or any of our channels and click register at the top. Once you've created an account and signed in, you can create your own custom library, opt into our newsletter, search by show, host, guest, or topic of interest, or browse millions of hours of content across all of our Voice America radio channels. Membership gets you more. Visit voiceamerica.com today to get started and tailor the listening experience to your taste.
We don't follow, we lead. Join us, the Voice America Influencers Channel.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall-Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-866-472-5795. That's 1-866-472-5795. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those 2 minutes, that you could feel that calling of your heart to bring that movement forward, to touch each other's lives, knowing that truth that you're beautifully, fearfully, wonderfully made and absolutely needed for such a time as this. And you have a choice. I was thinking that Mission Impossible, should you choose to accept it, are you willing to step forward? Are you willing to say yes and bring that mission forward, sharing the gift of who you are? And to support you, we're going to go around the room one more time and have each of our amazing experts just share really fast a tip or reminder of why it's important we come together, why it matters that we support each other, that we say yes to this mission, especially at such a time as this. So super fast, Faith, I'm going to have you share.
Absolutely. Women, we are natural, gifted caretakers. We are the caretakers of not only the earth, but our friends, our families. And so let's just really show up powerfully and just share and give love, be love, do love.
Beautiful. Thank you. And Beth, I'd love for you to share.
Yeah, we're all stronger together, and, banding together, we can get through anything. We're made for this, and we're going to do great things.
Beautiful. Thank you. Ariel.
Your voice matters. Do not be afraid. It's time to show up, to step up, and to speak out.
Beautiful. Thank you. And Wendy.
Connections can really help support each other as well as ourselves. So I really want all of us to invest in powerful connections, and we can find our confidence by really tapping into our strength.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you all for sharing, for joining us today. Listeners, I want to encourage you to take a couple of minutes after today's show and really take in what serves. Give yourself that gift of 2 minutes to process, to feel into the mission. What is a step you can take to lift another up, to connect in, to tap in and bring the gift of you forward? Looking back at what it is that you need. And I want to add to that, what can you give too? So we have that energy of connection, of sharing, of giving, of supporting, and lifting each other up because it matters. You are a gift. You're absolutely needed in this world. I hope that you have enjoyed today, that you've enjoyed getting to know these amazing authors. The book, again, is going to be released on June 10th, 10th, on women's empowerment. It's part of the Experts and Influencer series. We hope that you lean in and it serves you, and ultimately you lean into you. Be willing to take a step today to bring the gift of you forward. So wherever you go, whatever you do, be willing to bloom where you are planted and shine. Have an amazing week, everyone. We'll look forward to talking to you next time.
Thank you for joining us this week for Empowering Women, Transforming Lives. Please tune in again for another edition with your host, Rebecca Hall-Gruyter, next Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Pacific, on the Voice America Influencers channel. And join us for a replay of the show every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, 2 p.m. Pacific, on the Voice America Empowerment channel. Have a beautiful week, and may you always bloom where you're planted and shine.